welcome to the special CitrusTV.net exclusive of Cuse Countdown as we take a look at Syracuse and Hobart vying for the Kraus Simmons Trophy for the 98th time. With Dan Cohen and Russ Reed, I'm Dan Girard. The Orange had its best offensive output of the season, scoring 19 goals against Rutgers in the win there. You think finally turning a corner down the stretch?
18 players with at least 1 point in this game for the Orange. Their best offensive output of the season. Very impressive from top to bottom.
And it's great to see Derek Maltz get going again. 4 goals against Rutgers. And in his previous 5 games before that, he only had 4. So it's going to be imperative for him to get going again for SU to have a real chance to make the NCAA tournament.
Well, Hobart may be good tonic for Syracuse, struggling on the season at 3-7, but they still have some pieces. Dan, Alex Love, their leading finisher, 27 goals.
He's a very important piece for this Hobart offense. He's a good shooter. He's got good hands in the box for Hobart.
Bobby Tadillo, Russ, one of the leading face-off men for the Statesmen.
Absolutely. This guy's only 5'6" and 160, but he's winning faceoffs at a 66.7% clip.
All right, well, that was a little look at the Statesmen, but our analysts will explore this matchup a lot closer as we go on the unsettled situation. All right, well, Dan and Russ, I'll pose a few topics for you. If you like it, you'll feed it. You'll finish it. If you don't like it, feed it off. First off, the SU attack really got going in that win over the Scarlet Knights. 12 goals, a part of that 19-goal attack. You see them score at least 10 goals on Tuesday, rather?
Have to finish this one, Dan. Syracuse has been very impressive on offense over the last few games, and the man really driving the machine for SU is Tommy Palisic. This man cannot be stopped on Syracuse's attack. Derek Maltz getting back into the groove for SU. 18 players with at least 1 point. Hobart coming into this game at 3-7 in the ECAC. Another cupcake for SU. Rutgers, now Hobart, 10 goals for the Orange plus.
No, I agree. I'm going to finish this one, too. I think Derek Maltz with a great game last time out against Rutgers. Really looking to get it going again early against Hobart. And Zanino, even though he leads the nation and saves for 14.8 a game, he still goes up 13 goals a game with a horrid defense in front of him. I think the Orange attack is going to roll.
Now, Hobart really struggles giving the ball off. 17.5 turnovers they average. So feed it or finish it. Syracuse causes 10 turnovers.
I'm going to finish this one too. And I think before the Rutgers game, Coach Desko, especially after how the Orange finished that game against Cornell in the second half, he challenged his defense to get after balls, to finish plays. Forcing 18 turnovers against Rutgers, actually, and going 18 for 18 on clears, beating the ground balls 42-24. I think it's going to be no contest.
I absolutely agree. I'm going to finish this one too. Syracuse on defense has been very impressive against Rutgers, shutting down the Scarlet Knights, allowing 6 goals. And in transition, that's how Syracuse gets out into transition. We know this team loves to run, get out that quick-paced lacrosse, and they're going to force 10-plus turnovers against Hobart. They're going to get a lot of goals in transition against the Statesmen.
All right, now Brian McGill has really taken over carried the load at the face-off X. Has been rather effective so far in the time. So feed it or finish it. You think he can win 50% of the face-offs?
I think he will. I am going to finish this one, Dan. His confidence is brimming right now. 8 for 12 against Rutgers from the face-off X, and Syracuse's best close defender is dominating at the face-offs. He's the 5th man that they've used thus far, and Chris Dadio hasn't gotten it done. Ralph D'Agostino, Ricky Bjore, these guys haven't gotten it done, and I know Bobby Datillo is one of the best in the country at the face-off X, but McGill's confidence is rising right now, and he's going to keep that going against Hobart.
I mean, I know McGill has the confidence in that he does have the size advantage against Datillo, but I have to go with Datillo's experience. Datillo's taken 121 faceoffs on the year, won 2/3 of them. But McGill's only had 21 attempts on the year. I don't care how big you are. I think experience matters at the faceoff X in terms of positioning and battling.
Certainly be his biggest test of the season. Now, taking it back to this game, who are your X factors for this one?
Going to go with JoJo Marasco here. He hasn't had a good game. He hasn't had a good game in the last few for SU. Only 1 point in that offensive explosion against Rutgers. And he carries a lot of the weight on his shoulders as a leader for this team. He's one of the captains on this team, wearing number 22. And he hasn't been padding the stat sheet this year. A lot of expectations coming in for the junior. And JoJo hasn't been able to answer the call. He's due for a big game. And Hobart gives him that opportunity. A 3-7 team. They have struggled against SU. Just 2 wins in the last 25 years for Hobart.
I have to go with Brian McGill, especially at the face-off X, and not necessarily winning the ball right off the draw, but getting the ground ball. That's where he has the advantage, not only in size, but with the long pole. If he's going to be able to get that ball out and get the ball in the open field, he's got to be able to scoop it up without any issue. It'll definitely save his legs on the defensive end, and it'll keep the Orange unit cohesive in that sense.
Now, sir, this is not your prototypical Syracuse year, but still, they are superior to Hobart. Who do you got in this one?
Kraus Simmons Trophy is a great sense of pride for this program, and Syracuse has dominated this rivalry over the last few years. It's going to be a high-scoring game, lots of goals, lots of fast-paced lacrosse in this one in Geneva. I like Syracuse blowing out Hobart 20-10.
I love Syracuse, too, in this matchup. 15-7, though. I think the Orange attack get out early, especially Tim Desko. I think he has a big day, scoring 3 goals.
All right, well, the Kraus Simmons Trophy finding its way back to the Salt City, according to Dan and Russ, as Syracuse hopes to continue its late-season push to a possible tournament berth. Citrus TV will have you covered all throughout the rest of the way. Also, join us on Orange Press Pass following Syracuse Hobart at 10:30 on the Orange Television Network. For Dan Cohen and Russ Reed, I'm Dan Girard. See you next time.